Hi there, just a little disclaimer before we get started. Through the entirety of this video, you might hear a slight cricket sound. A cricket noise. I did my best to try and get rid of it. I'm sorry! Welcome back, my snaily friends. My name is Lavinia. You can call me Lav. And you ever have a moment in your life when everything seems to be going swimmingly and you're getting back on track and then kabam! You hit a wall because something just appears and throws a wrench into what's going on? Yeah, that's about how I feel right now. And let me tell you why. I did end up purchasing 8 Pamasia burgesi, or mystery snails. Actually, I believe they gave me 10. From Aquatic Arts. Highly recommend them. And I bought purples from them. And yay! Those snails bred, and they bred well. What we're looking at here is a successful clutch. They did give me about 5 or 6 clutches that did not incubate properly, and this one just did so well. Truly, this clutch was just full of magic, and I have a little surprise for everyone at the end of the video as well, so stay tuned to that. This gorgeous magenta that we're looking at here was actually a happy little accident. From the remnants, I only had probably 3 ivories and 1 blue and a chestnut. They only survived the leech apocalypse because they were living in my husband's tank. They gave me a magenta and a purple. Can you believe it? So I had them breed with the purples from Aquatic Arts. A couple of years ago, I did acquire some Asolene Spixi snails, or the zebra apple snail. They are related to the Pamasia burgesi, or mystery snail, but they are actually vastly different. Here you can see a juvenile Spixi on the right, next to an adult mystery on the left, while Pamasia, or the mystery snail, can get up to 3 inches in diameter. The Spixi snail will only get about 1 inch in diameter. Unlike the mystery, Spixis do not breathe air very well and shouldn't remain outside of water for too long at all. And they also lay their eggs in a gelatinous blob underneath the water versus the mystery snail that lays them up and outside of the water along the water line. Now, the reason that I added a few of these beautiful Spixi snails are in this tank are not only for aesthetic reasons. They are absolutely gorgeous, but as you can see on the back of this wonderful Spixi, who decided to gather them as he went, this tank developed Hydra. Yay! Now, I won't lie, when I first saw the Hydra, I was like, great, something else is going to go wrong. Because Hydra is notorious for killing fish fry and also baby shrimp. And with having my new freshly hatched mystery snail babies, I was nervous. As my previous clutch that you might have seen in my previous video, they did not all make it. So you can see here the Hydra infestation. At first, it sort of looked like hair algae, but upon closer inspection, you can see that that is in fact all Hydra. I do love Malaysian trumpet snails. I think they're beneficial for your substrate, so I let them kind of all go wild in here and see who would eat some Hydra. The Spixi is a very cool snail, and another cool thing about them is they are known for eating Hydra, but they are also ferocious plant eaters. This might be a good time to mention that I have seen all of your comments, and I will repeat myself and die on this hill. The Pamasia burgesi, or Pamasia diffusa, the mystery snail, will not eat your plants. They do enjoy duckweed. That's true. But if they're eating your plants or nibbling at your plants, you need to feed your snails more. Period. That's it. Feed them more. The Spixi, though, they don't care. They will eat everything. They will eat everything. You can see this guy here. I was keeping a close eye on them. Like, as soon as they nibbled a plant, I was moving him out of there. But he is nibbling on algae and the Hydra. I also had an infestation of the miniature ram's horn snails. I will say, as much as they're not pleasing to look at, you will see them on the glass a lot in this video. And they can also be a little problematic for the mystery snail shell. But they have eaten a lot of the Hydra. But at first, I was trying all sorts of things. I had read that swordtails are ferocious Hydra eaters, so I got them. Guess what? Not only are they ferocious Hydra eaters, they will also nip at the tentacles of my precious mystery snails. That was not okay with me. They were only in this tank for a short while and then I moved them out. Except for one who's terrified of me and won't let me catch him. So, as well as Rocco. I'm a sucker for betta fish. So Rocco came home and then I put him in here and then I saw this interaction. You'll also see in the foreground here is a white wizard snail. I came across a couple of those. They are live bearing snails, which are very cool. So you will see some babies in the footage. Now, he did not eat the tentacle. He ate the detritus worm off of the substrate, but that was enough for me. He got moved to his own luxurious tank shortly after that video. And it was due to all this nipping that for a short while, all the adults were in a breeder box, as you can see here. Now, why am I so scared of the Hydra? Because I have these babies. It was a very, very healthy clutch. I would say 90% of the clutch hatched. It was a beautiful hatch. They grew just perfectly. You can see the sort of brownish colored snails in this footage are the white wizard snails. As they were giving birth, I was plucking up the babies and putting in the breeder box just to keep an extra eye on them. I was a bit of a helicopter parent with these babies. I gave them everything they needed, probably, and then some, and I was very diligent. I cleaned out their breeder box every other day. It is a little messy in here for this footage, but it's actually mostly food that you're seeing there. Look at him surfing on the surface. They're so adorable. This one's like, Mom, stop helicopter parenting me. Let me be free. It was at this point that I was like, all right, I need to see how they do. So probably a dozen at a time or so, I released into the main part of the tank. This is my main 20-gallon with the Hydra. Any guesses on what happened? The Hydra didn't faze them at all. They ate it all.
Flawless victory.
Here you can see the size of these little babies when I finally decided to let them out of the breeder box because I was helicopter parenting them so bad. I did end up moving all of the Spixies out of this tank because they did not really eat much Hydra. They just started to eat my plants like I thought they were going to do it. But here you can see one on the foliage, happy, eating Hydra. Yay! Keep eating it.
Outstanding.
And this was probably, I think this was a morning after feeding time. So they're kind of all gathered in the front because that's where I tend to feed them Snellos and sinking pellets and wafers and things. Oh, that's probably one of the last remaining adults right there. I shortly moved all the adult Spixies out because they breed fast and they lay blobs all over the place. There's a little white wizard baby. Truth is, when white wizard babies are born, they are brown. So it's an experiment for myself. I will let you know when and if they turn white, as you saw the parents in the other portion of this video. And this is where my tank is now. It's super exciting for me. I will say that all of the snails in here are what I like to call uprooters. So they have no problem uprooting my plants. And here we are. We've arrived to the surprise at the end of the video. Can you believe this all purple clutch gave me this chimera blue? What? Wild. I'm sorry. Nature is amazing. He's still new on his foot. This little one is so adorable. He almost has like a little bit of a cow pattern. The black comes down on the top of their head, almost sort of on their nose. It begins on their left side. The black part of their foot begins on their left side and sort of wraps around the rest of their body, which is why their shell looks blue. I am assuming that they are an ivory shell with the chimera pattern to their foot, and it's just wild. I'm tickled pink. I've been smiled upon by the snail gods perhaps the past year and a half of my troubles and trials and tribulations. I was gifted a chimera out of not only a very successful purple clutch, but this gorgeous specimen. I have rightfully dubbed them their Royal Highness Harvey Dent II. If you go back in my old videos, you'll see that I have had a chimera before, and that was Harvey Dent, named by my friends over on Instagram, which I think the name was perfect. He did have a rather two-faced look to him. And just to answer the question, because I know I will get it, none of these snails will be available for sale. I am trying to rebuild my brood at the moment, but soon, I hope to be selling snails again. But we are making a slow and steady comeback. I do have 3 videos on the editing floor for you guys, including one about the Snello that these little ones are eating right now, which is made with no gelatin. Right? Silence fell over the room. And here's my tank as it stands today of recording this video. Thanks so much for being here with me, guys, and don't forget, hug your snails. And maybe one day they'll give you a hug back. I'll see you soon. Again? You guys did it again? This is why we can't have anything nice. Just uproot it all. Put it all in the corner. That's fine. It'll grow over there. That's fine. Looks better over there. Rescape. This is why we can't have nice things, guys. Come on.